Thanks for tuning in to Bourbon Drop. I'm your host, Myron. Today, we've got best of the worst. These are the worst bourbons on my bar. I'm going to go through all of them, give you some tasting notes. We'll figure out who's the worst, who's the best of the worst. We'll go from there. With that being said, bottom drop. I know what you were expecting, the breakdown of the bottles and going up and down and zooming in and out. I can't do it this time. They aren't worth it. I'm sorry. They're that bad. Yeah, they are. 5 of the worst bourbons on my bar. We might as well get right into it. As you can see, I really don't have the stomach for these right now, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it for you guys. Look, write in the comments if you enjoy this video. If you do, I'll try to make some more. These are the 5 worst on my bar, but these are not the only ones that I have that I'm not a big fan of on my bar. So, that being said, let's get into it. First up, I know you see this bottle. I know you see this bottle, and you're probably like, what? Well, a special reserve? I'm just not a big fan of it, man. I mean, Sazerac Distillery, Buffalo Traces, everybody knows. Highly sought after. The Weller label, it was their cheap line at one point. Now it's hard to find. Like, I had a heck of a time getting my hands on this bottle. Let's go to the nose. It's got a nice oak funk on it. I really don't pull out too many distinct notes. Yeah, I'm not getting that typical vanilla. It's a weeder, so it's a little softer when you drink it. We'll go to the palate, see if I can pull anything out after that. Nothing. It's almost like a dirty water to me. I hate to say that. You do get a little bit of vanilla in there. I'm not going to shoot it all the way down. You do get a little bit of the vanilla in there, but the finish is so quick, it just goes away. As soon as it gets on the tongue, it's like a dance of vanilla, and then it's gone. Back to the nose now. Peppery. It's peppery, which is a surprise, but because it's a weeder. Yeah, just nothing special. Stay away from this one. Next up, Jeffersons Chef Collaboration. The wife bought me this one in the beginning, and look, there's a floating cork in here because it broke as soon as I tried to get my first pour. But in the beginning, she bought me this, and I tried it. I had a bottle of Jeffersons before, wasn't a big fan of it. This one right here seemed decent. And then it just had this weird flavor, and I think it was the licorice in this one that I just didn't care for. Now that smells like dough and wax. Yeah, it's nothing special on the nose with this one either. I got dough, I got wax, I got alcohol. It's very light. It's almost like a raisin, like if you squeezed raisins and they had some juice and you mixed it in water. And then the nose has like this, it was waxy and raisins, but now it's just like this oak funk, a pungent odor. Oh, okay, there it is. Back to the raisin and wax. Yeah, nothing special in this one either. Jefferson's Ocean Chef Collaboration. Stay away from it. Stay away from it. No licorice in that one. I think Penelope is the one that I was getting licorice in. When I first cracked this bottle, it was fruity, floral. It had that perfume floralness to it. The flavors just didn't hit me right. I mean, it's 3 years and I think 6 months, 7 months. It's on here somewhere. It is 47 months old, so I apologize. It's 3 years, 11 months. Yeah. This bottle kills me on how much it smells like a woman's perfume. It's It's powerful. It's like a powerful perfume. You don't get much else, just the perfume. There's a light hint of dough underneath of everything. That's got some spice to it. I actually like the spice in it. It's got some spice. But the front of the palate starts off sweet, and then the mid palate is a heavy licorice, which I do not like. It finishes with a little bit of leather, and then it goes back into a licorice. It's weird. I'm just not a big fan of it at all. I did pick up a little bit of a citrus note on the palate that time, but nothing that's gonna change my opinion of it. Yeah. Penelope, this is 115.8 proof, and it is batch 8. So if you come across batch 8, I'd steer clear of. This one, I was happy to get my hands on it because it was around 35, 40 bucks, something like that. And I was like, oh, I read some good things about it. It's a weeder. Just wanted to see if I could find a decent weeder for a decent price, maybe a go-to bottle. Lux Row Distillery. Got my hands on it. The flavor was just awful. Awful. I had to force myself to drink that much. I think it was up to here. I had to force myself to drink that much of it. I was trying to give it airtime. I was trying to give it everything. Wax again. Just wax. Nothing else. I don't get any fruit. I don't get any brown sugar. I don't get any vanilla. It's like wax. Let's go to the palette, see if I can pull out anything. It just tastes young. That's the problem with it. I think if it was older, and I don't see an age statement on it, so I'm not sure how old it is. It says extra age for a smoother, full-bodied flavor. This fine bourbon offers distinct spicy taste with character and quality you'd expect from David Nicholson brand. Well, even at 100 proof, it's very bland. Very bland. It tastes young. It doesn't have a lot of flavor notes going on. It tastes about how it smells. Wax and maybe a little bit of dust. In my opinion, stay away from it. Slight licorice finish on that one too. All right, last in the lineup, but I do have some special guests. This is Four Brothers. Now, I'm sorry, not Four Brothers, Brow Brothers. Now, Brow Brothers, let me read to you what it says on the back. Aged a minimum of 6 months in new American oak barrels. Bottled by Brow Brothers Distilling, Sparta, Kentucky, distilled in Indiana. So this is just young juice. It's a young product. And yes, it's sourced, and yes, I know you want to get it to market as soon as possible, and I don't know what the deal is, but aged at least 6 months, it's just, it almost has, look how light it is. I mean, holding it up to the light, and I'll try to zoom in on that. It's only 82 proof. Super light, so it had to be super watered down. It's had so much airtime in the bottle, you can start to see the little beads on the inside. It actually reminds me, when I drank it, the few times that I did drink it, it reminded me of a really, really light whiskey. Something like not even like an Irish whiskey, a really light Irish whiskey, but watered down. The alcohol punch in the nose is ridiculous. For it to be 82 proof, it punches in the nose like it's 120 or above. You do get a light vanilla and a light cherry, and that's pretty much it. Let's go to the palate, see if I can pull anything else out. water, raisins, vanilla, and licorice. Water, raisins, vanilla, licorice. That's all I get. Go back to the nose. The nose does lend a little more citrus on the second sniff, but it's still just plain with an alcohol punch. The nose punches above its weight. Wow, yeah. So, Brown Brothers, I apologize. I really do, but that's not a hitter. Aged at least 6 months. So yeah. If you come across this, leave it on the shelf. Now, I'm gonna rate these. So let's get into it. All right. If I had to go number one, well, it looks like I have to go number one. Since I have to go number one, best of the worst, I'm gonna give it to Penelope. Penelope had a pepperiness that I did like on the back end. I was not a big fan of the licorice notes. It was very floral, very perfumey. It's not off-putting to me, but it doesn't make me not want to drink it. It's just the licorice notes that I just cannot deal with. The pepperiness was there. The youthful notes I did not like, especially being 3 years, 11 months. It just did not help this bottle out at all. Second's gonna have to go to Weller. Weller was just very, very, very plain Jane, very just empty. It hits the front of the tongue, some sweetness, and then it just goes away. Nothing else after that. The nose was just not there. It just wasn't, it wasn't there. I don't know why people chase this stuff. I really don't. Other than the fact that, hey, it's supposed to be maybe the same mash bill as Pappy and this and that and the third and blah, blah, blah. It is not worth the chase. Third place goes to Jeffersons Ocean chef collaboration. Broken cork and all. I'm just not a fan of the weird flavor that I get from the Jeffersons Ocean, but it's better than these two. As a matter of fact, these two shouldn't even be on the table. So let me take these off. I'll put on my special guest. Might lose some fans, but yeah, it is what it is. Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel. Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel just does not do it for me. Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel, it's got this weird dusty note that I just can't shake. Like when I had a fresh crack, it was there. Went back after it got down to the shoulder, it was there. It's still there now. It's like an old dusty school book from an old dusty basement, and it is super oaky. It is just not something that I enjoy. Woodford Reserve, double oak. Some people love it. I'm not a big fan of it. I am a fan of a nice, good oak funk. When you have a nice, good oak funk, like George C. Stagg 2020, when my buddy Kenny gave me a sample, brought it home, put it on the bar, it lit the whole top of the bar up. It just had this really great oak funk that just, man, I couldn't say enough good things about it. But this right here, I'm a big fan of cheese, blue cheese, feta, Gouda. This stuff right here smells like the weirdest, funkiest cheese I've ever smelled in my life. Like if you were to go into your local grocery store, walk into the cheese aisle where they have all these different types of cheeses, and they had one on display that just had the weirdest, funkiest smell you've ever smelled, that's this. So with that being said, I hope you've had as much fun watching this video as I had making it. Till next time.